This morning, I was sitting here quietly working on my computer and I heard cha-ching come from my phone. The most beautiful sound. When I looked down at my phone, I wasn't sure if I sold an ebook or a pair of boots or what it was. And it turns out that I sold something on my LTK account from a Pinterest pin. Nobody's talking about this strategy, and I have to show you. It's absolutely amazing and scalable and the right way to do affiliate marketing on Pinterest. So, this is exactly what happened. I went down and looked at my LTK account. Now, for those of you who don't know, LTK is a creator platform. It's an app. Most people are using their app for this. And basically, it works very similar to your TikTok, to your Amazon influencer program. As a matter of fact, all the videos I put on Amazon also go on LTK. They also go on YouTube. They also go on Facebook with a content monetization link. I mean, you might as well take the same videos and repurpose them over and over and over again. Okay. So, in order to get into LTK, though, you do have to be invited by somebody. Now, I can recommend you if you're a creator, let me know. I just have to submit your email address and then they send you an application to join. Okay, that's first step. So let me give you an example. I just now, like 5 minutes ago, uploaded this video. Let's take a look. Geller just sent me is stunning. You're getting all of these beautiful shades right here in one makeup palette that makes a great gift for you or somebody else. Just look at all these gorgeous colors that started as cream and then they were baked to. Okay, but here's the beautiful part. You don't actually have to be an influencer. You can be a blogger and not make any videos and make money on LTK. I'm telling you, I have not heard anybody else talk about this, and it's really working. I'm one of those people that tends to find things that are not typical and find ways to use them. Okay, so I looked down at my phone and I saw that I had made a sale on this vintage storage table. I made $27.30. Okay. Well, I wanted to know where did that sale come from? So this is my next step. I went over to my website because what happened was somebody clicked a pin. The pin took them to this website. Then they clicked on an item on the blog and they bought it. I want to know what it is. And the reason why I want to know what it is because I want to build more content around it. But in showing you how to do this, you're going to see how to make the content. So what I did is I went down here to my plugin, and the plugin is called Lasso. I'm going to put a link below. Lasso is a plugin for WordPress that allows you to bring in affiliate links from other platforms. It was built originally focused around Amazon, which it still does beautiful work with Amazon. And it gives you data on all of your affiliate links and who's clicking them and are there better offers. It actually tells you more opportunities like, hey, you're getting a lot of sales on this, but that same item is sold over here through our platform and you can make more money on it. You know, there's all kinds of things. It'll track your links. It makes it so easy. But what I'm doing is I'm actually using it to drop these links into blogs, which you're going to see in just a second because we're going to open it. So the product that I sold was called Winston Porter Lanigan. I think I can just pull it up right there. Okay, here it is. It was this trunk right here that sold today that I made $27.30 on. Okay. Now I want to know what blog post that was on, right? So now I'm going to click locations. And then it's going to tell me this is the actual article that this product is showing on. Now, you might have that on more than one article, but in this particular case, it's here. So I'm going to open this in a new tab so you can look at what it looks like as a finished product. Now, my blog, I am making thousands of dollars a month in ad revenue across my channels, and you'll see a lot of ads pop up. That's just part of the nature. This one down here, this one down here, those are not what I'm talking about. Those are Google ads. I get paid separately for those. Now, I can turn those off on a particular page. Let's just say this page really starts rocking. It's ranking high on Pinterest. It's generating a lot of other sales. I could turn those off if I felt they were distracting. But I won't even look at that until I'm getting enough sales on a page to make it worth it. Okay. So I'm scrolling down. Now I'm looking for where that trunk is. Boom, there's the trunk. So this article is 15 bedside tables for a stylish and functional bedroom. And then I scroll down and what have I got? Vintage suitcases for a nostalgic touch. Now, how did I get that image in there? That's what you really want to know, right? Because this is better than making a pin inside the blog. It looks like a pin. It's pinnable. It does all the right things to cover what Pinterest wants because it sends people back to this blog, not to the actual product. But when they click here on the image, it takes them to the product. I'll show you what I mean. So if I click here, they're on the blog, not on the pin. If I click on the pin, it takes them to this blog. Once they're on the blog, they click on the product. Now it takes them to the link to the product. Okay. So this is important. I'm not just smacking this image on Pinterest with a direct link to this item. That would be considered spammy. I'm writing an article, creating an article about something that Pinterest users would be interested in, and I'm dropping that product into the article. That is acceptable. That is the right way to do affiliate marketing. Okay. Now, how did I do that exactly? Let me show you. Up here, I have a little Chrome extension for LTK. That allows me to go grab the link to this. Now, it doesn't, for some reason, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I get this little drop down that says it's not available on there. So I'll have to spin it a few times. Now, this is Wayfair. Wayfair also has its own affiliate program. So you also could partner with Wayfair directly and get the links from Wayfair directly. That's fine. I was only testing LTK to see if this would work. I've only been doing it for a month and I'm having lots of sales. I was like, let me just go see if this little strategy will work rather than just dropping Amazon links in there. So let me try that again. Let's see if it pops up this time. Oh, why is it doing that? Okay, I'm going to do it another way. Hold on 1 second. We're going to go right to the source here. Okay, a little workaround. I went back into my LTK creator account and here's the sale, Winston Porter. Here's the link right here that they give me. So it's just like if you're an Amazon influencer, you have Amazon links, right? If you're a Walmart influencer, you have Walmart links, whatever it happens to be. This is the same way. The difference is LTK manages a bunch of brands. It's not managing them. It's partnered with them to share their affiliate links. Things like Home Depot, Nike, Crocs, Sephora. It's endless. Soma, I think I said Nordstrom, Macy's, all the big ones. And it's just got so many, hundreds and hundreds, probably thousands. I don't know. I'd have to go look. So anyway, you can see I've got Hoka. I did a pair of Hokas and I put those on there. So all kinds of different brands. I'm going to grab that link and let me show you what it does now. So if that extension is being squirrely, sometimes I'll go into my creator account to create something. So here's what it would look like. Basically, I find the spot I want to put in that image. Then I'm going to click on this little plus sign and I'm going to click on lasso and it's going to open lasso for me. Then I'm going to choose what I want the display to look like. It will do lists. So for example, let's just say I do the top 10 boho accessories for boho wedding. I could literally put them in a list. I'll have to show you these separately, but today we're just focused on this image button right here, image. That is what's putting in these big images right here. So I go to add a display, image, create a link. In my case, I've already got the link in there, so it'll probably tell me I already have the link. I don't know if it'll create another one. We'll find out. And then you click that little button, and then it's going to pull this up. And then you just click add, and it's going to drop your link in there for you. Now, here's the deal with this. Not all of the LTK products are going to pull in a big image. Okay. So another thing that you could do is you could create a blog post all about end tables, and you can just describe like why you want to get, what you want to get for a vintage. If you have a vintage bedroom, what kind of nightstand you want to look for. And then you could just highlight a set of words and you could go like this and you could put the link in there for them to shop from here. So it doesn't always have to be an image. It can be a list, bullet pointed list. Okay, if it doesn't pull in the image, that doesn't mean you can't use it. But I have found so far that Target, Wayfair, and now I'm forgetting the other one. Was it Home Depot or Lowe's or one of those? Those all have these the images work like this. but not every product on those store will. It depends on the brand. It depends on the permission. Now, another thing you could do is do Amazon links. Those are a slam dunk. Amazon works, I think, every time. So let's do an example of what that would look like. So I'm going to go over here to Amazon, and I'm going to find a vintage trunk. Okay, let's just say we like this one here. All right, $80. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to grab my link, however you want to grab your link. If you're using Genius Link or you're whatever you're using. But I have Lasso set up. So for me, all I have to do is actually grab the URL in the bar that doesn't even have my affiliate code in it, because Lasso adds my affiliate code in it. Now, I'm actually not going to, I would not use this one. And here's the reason why. Only 2 left in stock. That wouldn't be very smart. So there is some strategy to picking a particular product. You might want to get one that has creator connections, bonuses. You might want to get one that has the most sells. You could look at both at best sellers. I never choose one based on the category it's in or commission, although they're all pretty standard anyway. It's all going to average to about 3.2% commissions overall. But I just find a product. What I look for is I would do it like this. If I was being really strategic, I would go vintage trunk. Let me see if I can find any end tables. If they actually have any. No, okay. Oh, I said vintage trunk. Vintage trunk. Unfortunately, Amazon search is not as good as AI search is right now. Okay, so you might, oh, here we go. Oh my gosh, is that the same trunk? Does that not look like the exact same trunk? Hold on. That is the exact same trunk. That's crazy. So $159 on Amazon, $150. So there's a great example. Now I'm going to make more commissions on, let's see. If I open this extension, let's see if it'll open now for me. Oh, darn it. It just says, okay, variable commission rate up to 10.5%, but that doesn't tell me it is 10.5%. Those are tricky that way. But on Amazon, we know we're going to make, what is it, 3%? It says it up here, 3%. All right. Regardless, Amazon converts better anyway. So let's just say I'm going to change the link now. We could actually go with this one. So watch how this one works. I'm going to go to grab the link on the top. I'm going to go back to the blog. Okay. Now, where did we edit it? Okay. So watch the difference though in the Wayfair images look better. I'll show you the difference. So let's just drop in this other chest underneath here. We're going to click the plus sign. We're going to click lasso, add a display, image, create a link, drop in the link, add the link. Now it might be cool to actually test these against each other, like drop it in there, but see how it's small. Now on a mobile device, that's not going to make much of a difference. It really isn't. But on a blog, on an actual page, it looks so much better to have it bigger like that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to drop them both in there, one under the other, and see if one converts better than the other one. I think that's just a really good test because they are literally the same item. That is just crazy. Okay. And then I'm going to hit save. And then that's it. Now, watch what I can do to pin this in another way that Pinterest will allow. The first thing I would do is I would pin a blog, an image for the whole blog, right? So I'm going to make an image, 15 bedside tables. That's the first thing I'm going to do. And in my case, I actually use Ideogram for that. I'll show you real quick. So I open Harpa. Harpa is a Chrome extension that I use to run my ChatGPT. I have a prompt in here that pulls up the images I'm making right now. I do a bunch of different things. Sometimes I'll do watercolor. Sometimes I'll do black and white. Sometimes I'll do animated. Right now I'm doing great big large text overlays. That's just what I'm scheduling out right now. Okay. So it gives me the prompt. I'm going to go over to Ideogram. Man, you guys are getting all the goods today. I'm showing you the exact process right here. By the way, I do have a coaching program where we meet twice a month for 2 hours on each call. I have training, I have videos, I have a private Facebook group, and I'll put the link to that below. So here's the image. Now watch let's do the vibe is going to be a vintage vibe. Okay, because this is, cozy bedside tables. Okay, the vibe is cozy bedroom. Okay, now I'm going to click generate, and it's going to make me an image. One thing I have found with AI pins is Users do not want to see AI living rooms. They really don't. They don't want to see AI generated, but a pin that just basically gives the synopsis of what the article is about, those are not frowned on. This one, for example, cozy bedside tables for a relaxed bedroom, right? Those people don't get irritated with. They get really irritated if they see a room and they feel that's AI, or they see, that's a little bit different. But anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. So cozy bedside tables for relaxed bedroom. I go down here, save it. Actually, what I do from right here exactly is I click this little tailwind extension and it opens it in another tab for me. And that will allow me to schedule this blog out. So I'm going to put all these tools down here below because I know you're probably going, oh my gosh, she just showed us too many things. But what Tailwind does is I schedule out as far ahead as I can. I'm way ahead of the game. Pins that are going to schedule out on the appropriate boards while I'm on a cruise or whatever it is that I'm doing. So you can see right now I'm at an average of 17 pins per day. I just reset it to be 20 pins per day. So that shows you how ahead of the game I'm catching up there. And I'm running more than one blog too. Now what I do is I come over to that little prompt that it ran for us, which was not here. It was on this one. Okay, and see how it gave us a title? And then I'm going to put that title right here on this pin. And then I'm going to go grab the image, the description that it gave me. And these are all just based on how I set up that prompt so that every time it'll give it to me in basically the same format. And this is from me testing and measuring what works, what doesn't work, what works with AI, what doesn't work with AI. Just kind of, really spending a lot of time in my analytics. And then what board am I going to put this on? I have a board called Bedside Tables. I'm going to put it there and I'm going to click schedule. Now, what's cool about this is I did not have a board called Bedside Tables until I sold that bedside table. And then you know what I did? In order to determine whether or not I should create a board, I went over to PinClicks. This is another software that I use. I know it sounds like a lot of software, but I just have a set that's part of my stack that I use for all the time. So I go over here to Keyword Explorer and I typed in bedside table. I just wanted to see what the search volume was, or is it, and 285,548 searches. I was like, holy wow, I never would have even thought of that. Never would have thought about it. So I want to save it as a keyword I'd like to rank for. So I put it in my to-dos. I have one list that shows me what I'm ranking for already. And then I have another list that shows me my to-dos. I put it in there. Then I went over to my Pinterest account and I created a board, which I'm going to show you right here. And I went to saved and then I clicked create a board, right? And then I did a board on bedside, there it is, bedside tables. Hold on, it's not taking me there. Where's it at? It's highlighting it yellow somewhere. Do you see it anywhere? There, right here. I created a board called bedside tables. Now I just did this morning, so this is the real deal here. Then the next thing I would do is I would go into edit board and I just want to give that board a cover. Oh, I don't have any pins on it yet. Okay, so I did add a search engine friendly description and now all those pins are scheduled out. So I now have about 25 pins that are all bedside tables or articles about bedside tables that I created today that are all going to go on this board. Okay. So basically what happens is this right here, this blog right here, see all these images? Those can become pins now. So it would look like this. If I wanted to schedule this as a pin, I could click schedule and I could schedule that out to Pinterest. And let me show you what happens when it gets there so that you understand how it's compliant. So here's an example. So you see, these are all my pins, right? These are all the images we create to feature the blog, to send people there. But you can also post the interior image like these also as pins. So what happens is now when somebody clicks on that, it opens the actual pin, and underneath it, it has 15 bedside tables for stylish and functional bedroom. When they click on it, here's the key. It does not send them to Wayfair or Amazon. It sends them to my blog. When they land on the blog, now we can put a direct link in there where they're now going to link from here to Wayfair. You see the difference? It is a big difference. This is what Pinterest still today, they may change later if they become more of an influencer platform, which is where I think they're going to be headed eventually. It would be crazy if they didn't. But that is the correct way to do affiliate marketing on Pinterest, and it's working. So I just wanted to pop on and share that with you. I'm Lori Ballen. I make multiple six figures in content creation. This is what I do every day. Thank you so much for being here.